Hello, this is StyleCon coming at you today from the tobacco company in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. I'm going to be starting a new series of videos. I'm going to call them Wristwatch Collecting 101, 102, 103, 104 as we go along. I'm just going to give you a brief introduction into it. You're saying, StyleCon, why should I come to you for information on collecting watches? Let me give you some reasoning. First, I've been collecting wristwatches for over 30 years. I started out from the beginning. My first good watch at that particular time was called a Jazz. They're no longer made. You can find them on eBay though. Then I moved up into the Seikos, and at one time it was called the Seiko LaSalle or just LaSalle. That was their high end here in the United States. From there I moved into the Movados, the Tags of the world, the Breitlings of the world, the Panerais, the Elises, the Franck Muellers. I've had pretty much every brand, or I know enough about each brand that would make me qualified. I've read tons of magazines and I've read tons of books. And with this particular series, we're going to get into a few things. Basically, your money. I think you should stay in your lane. If you can only afford a $500 watch, buy a $500 watch. If you can afford a $2,000 watch, buy yourself a $2,000 watch. If you can afford a $20,000 watch, go ahead and buy your $20,000 watch. But with that, you should have an appreciation. When I went from my Seiko to my LaSalle, I had an appreciation for it because I worked for it. Then I went from the LaSalle, I sold that, I bought myself a Movado. At that particular time, that watch was a big deal. Paid a little bit of change for it, but I appreciated it. Treated that watch like it was a king. There, I moved into the Tags. With any of these things, you just want to make sure you're going to treat your watch well. If you're going to spend all this money for it, you might as well make sure it's taken care of. And like I said, I've read all kinds of magazines and books. And obviously I've watched some people on YouTube that give reviews on watches or talk about watches. The reviews aren't so bad most of the time, but sometimes when I hear commentary, it's not the most accurate. You can tell these people are one of two things: either they're not very knowledgeable or they're new. I would prefer to say they're new, because since I've been reading about this stuff for over 30 years, there's things that I know about that other people may not know about if they're just jumping into the game. If you've been into watches for a year, you may not know all these things. So I'm here to try to help out, and with that, make you, hopefully, you'll be able to make better purchases, better buys, and some will be, advice on, what watches to buy if you plan on using as an investment, and some watches you don't buy as an investment. I have a video that I did on the Bell & Ross. I knew the watch wasn't going to be worth that much money. At one time, the watch was very popular. It did hold its value well, but it's tanked. And with that, it wasn't purchased to be resold. It was just one of those things. I wanted it. I liked it. It fit a particular set of clothing that I was going to wear, a pen that I was going to use. So I was like, okay, great. But I'm here to try to help you out with any type of information that I could give. And like I said, most of my knowledge is vast. What I don't know, I can look up, or you can probably look up too, but I hate to say it, when I've watched some of these videos on YouTube from other watch people, a lot of their subscribers don't look information up. Don't take what I'm saying as gospel, please, because I can be wrong, and I have been wrong in my life. It won't be the first time, it won't be the last time. So whatever information I give you, please do your own research. I'm just here as a guide, but it's up to you to do the research to make sure you have the best information for you. And on that note, I'm going to get this series started very shortly. I hope you stay tuned to check it out. Once again, this is StyleCon. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I do plan on making a lot more content in the near future. Please subscribe if you like, and I'll see you in the next video.